All right, good afternoon, Joe Rico, Alex Ramirez. The final word is in town, Denver, Colorado. What a beautiful Sunday afternoon. Welcome, Denver, Colorado, to Joe Rico and Alex Ramirez. We are here live at number 38. And Alex, it's always crazy down here, but it is double crazy today. We have the Denver, what do they call it?
It's like the farmer's market.
Yeah, the
for
Stitch
women.
Boutique.
It's
The
like the
Stitch
Stitch
Boutique.
Boutiques for like women's market, like want to get like discount on clothes.
Fashion, baby.
Did you see
Reminds me of Denver Fashion Week.
a little bit, Joey, but you know what's funny is Bill Foss.
Yep, from Suavecito. Yep.
And B she saw all these sales.
Oh,
She
yeah.
just beelined into the back line and everybody's out
She's
here.
already shopping.
Look at this. If you look around, man, this
It's
is
packed,
crazy.
man.
It's
Make
packed.
sure you come down. Join us here. We're at number 38, right off the corner of 36th and Chestnut. Grab yourself some clothes. Come sit down here with Alex and me. We'll put you in the studio. Maybe even do a shot of tequila with Bill.
Yeah, why
have
not?
some fun. Maybe dance with Nick Arch, our producer behind the glass. Nick, you ready to shake it a little bit?
It's going to take a couple glasses of bourbon.
Couple
before that
bourbon.
happens.
All right. Okay. Well, you can do that. We can't for a little bit, but we've got you covered. What a great show. We'll start by saying our good friend Bill Foss from Suavecito Tequila. He'll be here. He'll join us. We'll preview a little bit of what the Suavecito halftime show is going to look like here at number 38, because we are going to be part of a huge day of coverage every NFL Sunday. Alex, we talked to Nate Lundy a little bit. We are going to blow this place up every Sunday during the NFL season.
Dude, I'm so excited. When you see these kind of events transpire before our program, we walked in this place. Our whole studio, Nick, was covered with clothes, right?
Yeah, I had to actually ask him to move.
Clean house.
Nick was like, hey, man, we have a show here. They're like, what? What are you talking about? Is it? But you know what's cool, man? This is a great location for a lot of
What's
businesses.
going to prep us for football? Because that's how packed it's going to be, right?
Well, you better get ready, man. I mean,
Yeah, I'm ready.
They say
We
they
are
open
ready.
at 11, but this place was open probably since 9 a.m. Get all
Yeah.
this clothes in here. And, you know, big shout out to the girls out there and doing their thing. And,
Yeah.
and
Sure.
you know, this is like, I asked the owner of this event, I said, what is this like? She's like, it's the farmer's market for women's clothing.
Hey, and there's our good friend Jojo Pergolo from Vinnola's Italian Market. This guy knows his stuff, man. He coaches kids in basketball.
Yep.
My kids, Dion is attending one of his camps right now.
Yes, she is.
And the best Italian foods you're ever going to find. I'm going to tell you, man, I love this place. Vinnola's Italian Market has been part of my family. You went down there. You had
Vinnola's
some food.
bakery and restaurant located in Wheat
Yep.
Ridge, Colorado,
Amazing.
has been serving the North Denver side for 50 years, Joey.
Yeah.
This place is awesome. We finally get to make our announcement today that this is our new deli for Vinnola's Italian Market, and I am super excited to welcome Jojo and everybody here.
Yeah,
his
all
entire
of Vinnola's family.
There it is.
And let me just say this, because I've been going to Vinnola's Italian Market since 1979. My family, grandmother, aunt, it's an institution in the Rico family. It's kind of like Los Dos to you. That's your family.
Sure.
This is our adopted family. I worked there, my sister worked
Did you
there.
work there, Joe?
Yeah, man, I was a cook in the kitchen.
Were you really?
Yeah, right when I got out of the military. I was a cook in the Army.
Yeah.
I started cooking. I thought I was going to be a big-time cook. My wife said, you're too smart for cooking. And God forbid, I picked telephone bill collections and sports radio. Those were my two careers so far, right?
Wow.
And now we're in YouTube. But it really can't get any better. We'll have him on at 12:45. We've got the great Troy Renck. He's going to be with us about 1:05. He was out there rubbing elbows with us out at training camp.
Yes, he was.
And let me just say this. The final word, and we joke, and we'll hear our questions coming up here. We both asked a couple questions to Sean Payton. We got two different answers, but hey, let me just say this. Sean Payton is, you got a lot of support from the media community, saying, hey, they've all been ripped.
Class act.
They've
man.
all been ripped by Sean Payton. I don't know if he's total class act, but hey, Nick, do you have the questions? We can put those up.
Yeah.
All right, you be the judge. This is the question. These are the questions.
Number one. Let's go with number one. Let me see.
Yeah, is this whose question is up first?
Sweet Alex's.
All right, Alex. All right, we're gonna get Alex's question
Get
out of the way.
Rip the band
Get it out of the way. Rip the Band-Aid
All
off.
right,
Here
we
was
go.
Alex's question to Sean.
Coach, it was reported that your quarterback, Bo Nix, was hanging out with your old quarterback,
It wasn't
Brees.
reported. I
It happened.
stated
It
it
happened.
3 days ago. Gosh, your own
Yes,
little
sir.
internet shows are driving me crazy.
Yes, sir.
Listen, Bo Nix,
Yeah.
if you were here 2 days ago, you would have heard me say he spent some time with Breeze. So it was reported. Keep going.
How does that? How is that improved? It makes it different.
Just what I said 3 days ago.
Yeah.
Should have been listening 3 days ago, Alex.
In my defense, guys, do I have a defense? I do have a defense, right? And I just posted on Instagram, but I apologize to Coach Sean Payton and the Denver Broncos organization. We're not being fully prepared. But to my defense, I was listening to Dan Jacobs' show this morning with Cecil Lamb. He was one of his guests.
Our buddies, our friends.
Great friends of ours.
Cecil was right next to you.
He was standing shoulder to shoulder with me, Joey. And he said, listen, Alex, this happens. This has happened to me 3 or 4 times. And if it doesn't happen to you, you're not part of the media. Right. So
Greg Popovich shredded me. Well, and I ended up on SportsCenter.
You were on SportsCenter. But let me just go back real quick because this was less than 24 hours ago, Joey. And I feel bad in a lot of ways because I feel like I'm going to be the scapegoat. But in a lot of ways, I think I'm also going to be something that – because he was like, I'm tired of these internet shows that you guys don't have your research. Well, Joey, you and I are not daily beat writers, okay? We don't go out there every single day.
Oh, here's the deal. Here's the deal.
Hold on, Joe. Let me finish. You're not going to finish my defense. I'm going to finish it, all right?
Go ahead.
So my defense was, listen, we don't go there every day. You're right. And I should have done some more research. I should have been like, you're right. You're the one that broke that news about Drew Brees and Bo Nix sharing that time together when you guys were there. When you put him together with Tom House as well, another guy who helped him out over the last, during this offseason. Yep. So that is my mistake, and that my apologies to not only the Denver Broncos, but I will be better prepared and well prepped for my next questions when I do go back to camp, because that was inexcusable. And Coach Sean Payton, I am sorry, and that'll never happen again.
Okay, and now let's go to my question, Nick.
Coach, with many of the key positions coming off injuries, how have you handled some of those schedules here early in camp to kind of keep them, some of the guys, some of your key contributors coming off major injuries from last year? Well, I mean, we have Greenlaw, Hufanga, we have, I'm trying to think, Evan Ingram, so I'm just trying to see if their schedule has been kind of cut back. How are you handling those guys' injuries? Are with them so they'll be healthy?
Tell me when I can go.
Okay.
Can I go? All right. Good question. We'll have, I don't want to use the term load management, but we'll have a calendar where these guys, we look at age, we look at guys who were coming off of injury last year, and then we'll build in, like there'll be a day or two where you see some of these guys you're discussing may not be practicing, and it's just part of the calendar.
And, here's the thing. What I'll say is this. We all do our own research. Everyone, whether you go out there every day, whether you don't. I saw guys out there who go out there every day. Let me just tell you, they weren't prepared. It's not you, Alex. You're an entertainer. You're here to entertain. And you also are very well respected in the media because you're a social media phenom. You do things on social media these other guys don't do. They're paid to go out and write a story every day. We're not. So I agree. But you know me, I'm obsessed with sport. I'm not like you. I'm 100% obsessed. And I just feel like I was kind of excited that Sean, was receptive to my question, because he's a grumpy old guy, man. That guy is a grumpy dude, man. And by the way, there were other questions. There were other guys. He was real short, and I think that's a good sign, though. You know what that tells me? It tells me he's got his team ready to play. He tells me he's really focused. He's mentally prepared. And I think this is the happiest I've seen him since he's been here. And you know what? He, to be fair, he was grumpy with everybody, including me. He's like, can I go now with me? I mean, he had his little comment for everybody, not just you. Now, let's talk about the other part of training camp, which is you and I, what we observed out there, who's going to be what. And I'm going to tell you what I learned from most of the people out there. I talked to D-Mac. I talked to all the who's who guys that we all listen to Monday through Friday. You know what they say?
And by the way, D-Mac, thanks for that tweet out, man. I'll remember that, dude. Listen, Joey.
Yeah. Well, all right, but
hold on, man. Give me a second, man.
Sure, of course.
I have my own opinions, man. All right, let me talk for a second. You don't always speak on behalf of me.
I'm not speaking. I was trying to say
stand on my own feet here.
I was talking about something I was talking to Darren about, not you.
I know. I'm talking about everything. Listen, we're all supposed to be friends in the media. Irv Brown said we're all supposed to be friends in the media. We all should get along. You know what? Sometimes people make mistakes. I made a mistake because I was not 1,000% on top of my question. And for that, and I've already put it on Instagram. I put it on the final word, and I apologize for that to Coach Sean Payton and Sherbert and Patrick Smythe, everybody. I got it. You know what? Came back with a great question with Bo Nix. Can you play that one real quick, Nick, please?
We don't have that one.
I sent that one to you. No big deal. I asked Bo Nix about being ranked number 64th player in the top 100 list for the NFL Network, top 100 players. And he answered that very thoroughly. He answered it very eloquently. And so I wasn't going to go and crawl into a little corner. We've been doing this for 13 years, Joey. We can stand on our own feet. So, yes, I made a mistake. I'll move forward with it. as far as training camp goes and the coverage goes, go ahead, Joe. Go for that. But I just want to get that out of the way.
Yeah, I just want to say what I saw and observed out there. So the one thing I enjoyed the most was spending some time with Nick Benito, one-on-one with him. And, what I enjoyed is building the relationships that we built. I'm not talking about the Denver Broncos. I'm talking about Bill Foss. I'm talking about the people like Jojo Pergola. We build relationships. The people who we build relationships with, like Patrick Smythe, who I got to spend some time with, Eric Schubert, that I got to spend some time with, Tony Thompson, that I got to spend some time with. Ooh, are you pointing out somebody? I'm sorry.
Cameron.
Oh, okay, I got it, man.
I don't watch
yeah, I'm looking at my partner, man, because I got it. But anyway, I got it. Listen, man, maybe you should seriously look at that yourself. But anyway, okay, we have a guest.
I don't look at you when I do.
Okay, anyway, the bottom line is this. I appreciate everything you do for me, by the way. But what I'm going to tell you right now is the Denver Broncos are a solid football team, and the Denver Broncos have some aspirations to make a deep playoff run. They have very little injuries yesterday. Only Drew Sanders, a guy who's constantly injured, once again carted off the field yesterday. But outside of that, everybody looks healthy. Everybody looks focused. And I'm excited for the first time in 10 years. I mean, last year, I didn't know the Denver Broncos were going to make the playoffs. I guessed that they were going to win 8 games, right? You guessed they were going to win, I think, 7.
Right.
They won 10. This year, I would be very disappointed if the Denver Broncos won any less than 10 football games. It would be a disappointment.
Well, they went 10-7 last year, Joey. Right. So I'm thinking at this point with, and you just feel the different vibe out there at camp, the confidence level. And here's one thing I don't want the Broncos to do is read their own press headlines saying, hey, we're doing this, we're doing that. Because if you look at some of the NFL rankings right now, they're putting those guys up like 3, 4, 5 top teams in the league, and they haven't really done anything. Yes, they've added these great off-season acquisitions, but really they're all hurt, Joe. That was your question to Coach Sean Payton. Yep. There's a lot of injury questions that we have to answer. Even our top free agent, the tight end,
Evan Ingram. Yeah, he's coming off an Achilles injury.
The
in
one you missed out on was Alex Singleton.
Well, I think the reason I missed out on him is because we spent some time with him here last week.
Exactly.
And I think it was just, I already had that information.
Sure.
So I didn't need to talk about Alex because me and Alex and you sat there and spoke about how hard he rehabbed. I think we think Alex is maybe a little ahead of these guys. And I think that the other thing I'm concerned about, though, is depth. Because you look at tight end, if Evan Ingram goes down, you've got the same guys you did last year, right? And those guys weren't very good. If Dre Greenlaw or Alex Singleton goes down, now no Drew Sanders. These are the things that can easily, as easy as you and I like to say they should do well, it's not the case. Alex, they've got to be injury-free, or they're not going to be a 10 or 12-win football team if they're not injury-free.
No, they're not. It's funny. My sister always calls me when I'm on the air.
Yeah.
Why do they do that? Why do they do that? I understand.
My wife calls me all the time.
Do they not know what time we're on the air?
Well, they need to change. They need to change their schedule. Hey, let's talk about who else is coming on the air. We got about 4 minutes until we go to break. We are going to go right next with Bill Foss from Suavecito Tequila. I'm all about his single barrel añejo. We're going to focus on that. Yep. It is the perfect drink to have. Football season coming up. It's always better with Suavecito. Then we're going to talk to Jojo Pergolo from Vinnola's Market. He's going to talk to you about all the summer specials going on and headed into the football season. Jojo, a big, big Bronco guy, knows his stuff about sports. And we'll finish with the great Troy Renck. He's going to talk about his version of training camp.
But ladies, also, if you're watching this podcast right now,
right,
Joey, what does that place say right now where they're at, man?
Well, it's the Stitch Boutique. It's going to be right here at the number 38, 45, and they're located at 4500 West 38th Avenue. But from now until 2 o'clock,
3 o'clock,
3 o'clock, come down, buy some clothes from the Stitch Boutique. Hey, man, we love it here. All right, we're going to get ready to go to break. We got about 2.5 minutes left. Your final thoughts on your day at training camp yesterday?
Again, I'm going to extend my flowers to Coach Sean Payton. And I think there's going to be more made of this because Dan Jacobs, Judge, good friend of ours at the Fan, he said that he looked at us like he knew us and he attacked us because he knew us. And I think that's a compliment, Joey, because we're not just some internet show. We have 22 sponsors here on Mile High Sports Radio with the great powers of Nate Lundy, with Jeff Owen, with Doug Ottewall, Danny Bailey, Nick Archuleta, everybody that supports us. Number 38, look what we're doing right now. We're not just your average local jokers. We've been doing this for 13 years. Coach Payton, I extend my apologies if I wasn't at day 2 when you announced the fact that Drew Brees did take Bo Nix for a 5-day hiatus to go with him. So that, I'm so sorry. I will be better prepared next time. But to be just called an internet show, it's bigger than that because the future is internet.
Well,
FM and AM will eventually go away, as we have seen here. But we are killing it because of the people like Nate Lundy, who has given us the power. And I told him yesterday at camp, I said, look at this, man. We've got the KOA tents. We got the Altitude Sports tents. We got the Final Words, Mile Line Sports tent. That says something about our program and our leadership. And I'm so damn proud to be working for this company, and I cannot wait to continue to work another 10 years for this place.
Just to close it out, if I can give my thoughts, I just want to say again what you echoed. Great thank you. Huge thank you to Nate Lundy. When he came up to Cynthia Freeland and gave her a hug, she obviously had a great relationship with him. Nate knows everybody. Make no mistake, man. Nate Lundy has connections everywhere. For anybody who thinks Alex and I could have been fill-ins or done a late-night show on any of these other stations, we've had offers to do all that. We don't want it. We own the final word. This is our show. We have it the way we want. We do things the way we do them, not the way you or your friends may think we should do them, the way we do them. And we're always going to be entertaining. We're always going to laugh at ourselves. We're always going to put our sponsors first. And we're always going to be within the community. That's the reason why Nick Pedito comes up and gives me a big hug in front of everyone, in front of the entire media. Everyone witnessed that. I didn't see Nick going up and hugging 32 other media members, only me, because we built a relationship with him.
Yeah,
and that's what we're all about, baby.
And we're doing another bowling event with him.
I can't wait.
And we have another couple events coming up here. And big shout out to BK, everybody.
Hey, by the way, Gorilla Sports and those guys, we should be doing some business with them real soon.
Together at this point.
No, that's not true, man. Look, man, we have our rivals. If you're our enemy, that's all right. Listen, baby, if you're our enemy, we know you can hate us because you want to be us. We get it. You're stuck working for somebody. We work for ourselves. We run our own game. And by the way, we have tremendous respect for the Broncos organization. Our great friend, Patrick Smythe, the legend, Jim Sacamano, has been on this program 4 or 5 times and is one of our best friends and mentors in the media. Those people blow away anybody who might have made you upset for 5 minutes or might have looked down on you. We could care less. Anybody enjoying or laughing at my buddy right now, whatever. No, and by the way, as far as our good friend Darren McKee goes, look, I enjoyed talking with him about some things. I'm not going to knock D-Mac.
No, man.
But I think it's just one of those things that, it's just what some people do. They try to take advantage of others' misfortune.
But listen, we're not like that.
Don't worry about it, man. We're done.
We accept you. We love everybody.
But we got to get ready to go to break. We got to get ready to go to break, buddy.
Quick, I love everybody in the city, but come on down at number 38, Joey.
Okay.
Huge party right now going down.
We got it. The Stitch Boutique. But right now, coming up next, Bill Foss from Suavecito Tequila will join the final word when you return on the Mile High Sports YouTube channel.
My name is Anthony with Plunge Plus Plumbing. We've been in business for 16 years. We service from Longmont to Castle Rock and everywhere in between. We specialize in service work, underground sewers, water heaters, drain cleaning, faucet repair. If it's in your home, we fix it. We also ensure that our customer service is top-notch and customer satisfaction is our utmost priority. Our motto is honest service, honest price. We're not going to sell you a bunch of stuff that you don't need or that you don't want. We'll just take care of the issue at hand and be on our way. Most of the time we can get there same day. If you need plumbing, give us a shout. 720-434-5832. Or you can reach us on our website at plungeplus.com. We are proud sponsors of The Final Word.
With millions of page views every year, ColoradoPreps.com is the #1 source for the high school sports community to keep up with the latest news and scores. From football and volleyball to basketball and softball, ColoradoPreps.com provides a year-round hub for coaches, friends, and family to stay connected to their favorite schools and athletes, and keep an eye on their rivals. covering high school sports from the peaks to the plains. You always get the latest at coloradopreps.com.
My name is Anthony Mayer, owner and founder of Game Time PDR. We're located in north part of Denver, 6825 Broadway, pretty much on Highway 36 and I-25. So we specialize in repairing hail damaged vehicles. My technicians have special rods, and the goal is to get the tools underneath the dents. And with the special lights and the angles, they're able to actually massage the metal back to factory standards. We offer a done-for-you service from top to bottom. Literally, the customer doesn't have to do anything. They bring their vehicle to us. We get them under our specialty lights. We write up an estimate, submit them to the insurance, get it approved from the insurance, get it in production, get it washed up, and get it back to the customer. We do waive deductibles up to $1,000, and anybody that mentions the Colorado Spartans, we're giving them a $200 gift card. Go Spartans!
Spartans! What is your profession? Spartans never retreat. Spartans never surrender. This is Sparta!
Hi, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Bill Foss, the owner and maker of Suavecito Tequila. Suavecito Tequila is unique from any other tequila for three main reasons. The first one is my agave farm in Mexico. It's an hour and a half south of Guadalajara, and it's up in the mountains at a 7,000 foot altitude. So we have mountain-grown agave. Americans hear about mountain-grown coffee and mountain-grown grapes. They never hear about mountain-grown agave. Okay, only 8 or 9% of all tequilas are made with Highlands agave, and it's superior to Lowlands agave. Number two, I extra age my tequilas. To be a reposado, it has to be stored in a barrel for 2 months. I keep it there for 9 months. The añejo has to be in the barrel 1 year. I keep it 2 years. The extra añejo has to be in the barrel 3 years. I age it 5 years. That extra aging just gives it more body, more texture, and more flavor. And last but not least, we're the only tequila that adds 2% agave nectar back into the tequila. This little bit of agave nectar eliminates the burn going down your throat. Makes Suavecito Tequila the smoothest tequila you will ever drink.
I played with arguably the best corner to ever lace him up in Champ Bailey. And guess what? He too was victimized by certain plays, but he never gave up. And that's what I see in PS2. Right, the idea of never giving up. Yes, you may get beat, but he is a complete corner.
All right, Joe Rico, Alex Smears back at the final word. What a day here at number 38. Come on down and hang out. The Stitch Boutique is partying here. Ladies, come down, grab yourself some clothes. Boy, my wife is probably really bummed out that she didn't make it here. Your wife, Bill, is already shopping. Yeah. Alex, you are a guy of the people now again. By the way, ladies, rumor has it, El Guapo is on the market. So we will be selling El Guapo T-shirts, getting them back. Look at that. The Rock is back. Give it one more time. Come on. Can you smell what that man is cooking, baby? We love you, Colorado. Hey, and we love Bill Foss from Suavecito Tequila. A staple, a guy that we would be nowhere without. We are trying to rope this guy.
Mentor is the best way to say it.
Mentor, exactly. And he's going to be with us. We're going to head down to Santa Clara. We're letting the cat out of the bag early. We're partying this time. And we want Suavecito Tequila to be one of the official sponsors of the Super Bowl. We're going for it this year. No little hidden ball trick. We've been to this rodeo before, right?
Oh, yeah.
But there is no better time than now, right? You got the Broncos starting. The Nuggets just made a whole bunch of trades. They're one of the favorites to win the title. The Avs are right there. Alex and I are hyped up. Everything gets better with Suavecito, though. You add a little reposado, a bulldog margarita, or just drink it neat. Talk a little bit about it. We got the reposado out, and we don't give it enough love. Talk a little bit about the reposado, because it's a hidden gem in a line of the 6 best tequilas I've had.
Oh, no question. In order to be called a reposado by the tequila, by the Mexican regulations, it has to be aged in a barrel a minimum of 2 months. Okay. By competition, when it's 2 months and a week, they call it a reposado. They put it in a bottle and they're selling it. Okay. We age ours 9 months.
Wow.
We extra age all of our tequilas, and especially our reposado. That makes our reposado close to our competition's añejo tequilas. It's that good.
Bill, well, I'm going to just go through the quick lineup. Blanco, Reposado, Cristalino, Añejo, Extra Añejo, and I really want to dive into the single barrel Añejo.
Yeah.
And let's talk about that.
We dove into it.
No, I want to dive into it right now.
I thought you meant the other way.
No, the single barrel Añejo, real quick. Talk about what went into that process of getting that done.
Well, we sell right now, the biggest state that we're in is the state of Ohio. And we're selling over 2,000 bottles of Suavecito every week in the state of Ohio. Okay. And Ohio, the people there, the whiskeys are really big on single barrel whiskeys. And all of the liquor stores that we sell in, particularly in the Cleveland area, have asked us, can you do a single barrel Suavecito? So we do. And by single barrel, what we're talking about is when it's aged in the barrel for 2 years, okay, we then take it out, and it's usually around 53 to 55% alcohol. To make regular añejo tequila, they water it down to the legal limits and then bottle it, okay? For the single barrel, we leave it.
Oh, my God.
And so people are now drinking 110 proof Suavecito Añejo tequila.
Well, let me just say this, because I love it.
That's a little strong.
Right, but not for us, because I'll tell you what, I'll have that over water. You give me water or you give me the single barrel Añejo, I'm taking the single barrel Añejo. I don't care. Yes, I need water, but I need the Suavecito more. And you know why?
You don't want to start your car
You know
with
why?
that.
Listen, man, hey, you would start a car with that stuff, but I'm going to tell you, I'll never forget one of my favorite memories of the three of us. 2 favorite memories, both involve a Suavecito. One, staying up in your hotel room till 11:30, 12 at night. We must have killed about a little bit of Cristalino in the suite. And then my all-time favorite, watching the sunset with you and me and Alex drinking. At this time, the newest member of the family, the Cristalino, had just come out I think it was about a year ago, right? A year and a half?
Yeah,
a little less. Yeah, right around.
Yeah. And the Cristalino came out.
That was after the UFC weigh-in.
Yeah, it was. And that's when Alex fell in love with the Cristalino. I think the Blanco was his favorite previously, but I think you like the Cristalino better.
I mean, I liked it. It was just a little, well, you were still experimenting, Bill, because you had some experimental
we took
bottles.
Yeah,
weren't really at that point.
It wasn't on bottles yet. It wasn't on shelf
ready
yet.
to go, but I did like it. It's very sweet. It's on the stronger side. But as far as making like a Paloma or a margarita, that's not the one you want to use. What are the ones you want to use, Billy, for like a evening cocktail or even a mixed cocktail? Because that one might be more of a little more. I want to have that on my own. Yeah.
Oh, people all over the country now are experimenting with all of our different SKUs of Suavecito tequila, and they're finding out incredible things. In the past, we used the Blanco and potentially the Reposado to make margaritas, Palomas, and make the basics. Well, I've got big-time steakhouses now that are making Manhattans and other cocktails that go with steaks with our añejo tequila.
Wow.
And the bartenders are telling me their customers love it, and it's better than any bourbon
or whiskey Manhattan.
Wow. Well, let me say this. And we're going to get to football here in a minute because we were out at training camp. But in closing with the tequila, Alex, if your liquor store does not have it,
you demand it.
If your watering hole doesn't have it,
you demand it.
If the hotel you're staying in doesn't have it,
demand it.
And I'm going to tell you what, we've been demanding it, and we've also demanded it out at number 38, and it will be here live prior to football season.
We'll have a pregame cocktail here for the final
every
word.
Sunday. We want to have
every
a
Sunday where you'll come out here,
Yep.
and we're going to feature one of your 6 amazing tequilas. But
Yep.
more importantly, Bill, Total Wine and Liquor is all over the country.
Oh, yeah.
And talk about your influence and what's been happening recently with all of the tequila that has been going on at Total Wine, because that is something else.
Oh, yeah, it really is. In 1924, a year ago, our sales were up 50% over 2023. Okay. Our sales now in 2025 have already, it's only July, and we've already met the total sales for 2024.
Holy crap.
Well,
So
we're gonna double.
You're making up for a lot
but
of
it doesn't surprise us, right? I mean, everywhere we go with Bill, he's like a rock star. They either know him already by name, or they get to know him because they take one drink of the world's smoothest and best tequila, and they become a good friend.
Oh, yeah.
I would say that I've had some of my best times in the last 10 years drinking Suavecito tequila, not only with you, but many friends,
with your friends
and
and family.
And I would say my favorite moments now are at Christmas time because I get an extra añejo and an añejo and a Cristalino now. And now this year I'm going to bring a single barrel añejo into this.
Oh, boy.
And I'm going to have a little drinking party, open house or whatever you want to call it.
Sure.
And I'm only serving Suavecito. And what's great is I can make 4 different cocktails and serve everything neat. I don't need a bourbon. I don't need any other alcohol.
I like that, Joe. 'Cause
Only
you just grab one
Suavecito.
tequila and make it into 4 different kind of cocktails.
That's right.
Bill?
Exactly. You grab 4 tequilas and you can make cocktails
Oh,
and
yeah.
serve it neat all day long without
But
even
if you're
involving
old
any other one.
school, if you're old school, though, Bill,
Yeah.
you put it on ice, right? Or not even ice, you just neat. Right?
You just drink it neat, right? That's what most people do.
Right. I drink it neat too. There's some people, if you put one large ice cube in a
In
glass,
the añejo?
if you want it colder, but it's just so delicious, neat.
Well,
I don't ever do that.
I like what Alex does. He puts it in the freezer,
Yeah.
and then he chills it. And even though it doesn't freeze, he's got a nice cold.
That's
he
the
does that with the Blanco.
Oh, the Blanco,
and I
yeah.
think that is the way, because I didn't like Blanco till I tried it Alex's
So I
way.
was at Los Dos yesterday after training camp, and I got myself a nice hot green burrito, hot chili, and I asked the owner to give me a nice cold Blanco, and and he just gave me one, and it soothes all the hot spices, Bill, and it really soothes your stomach, man. It's actually a relaxer, actually.
Oh, it really is. And it's delicious. I tell everybody, if you're going to buy the Blanco, keep it in your freezer.
Well, let me just say this because we only have a few minutes left.
Oh, we
and I
gotta
wanna
talk
switch
about
over to
football. We gotta
right?
talk about
That's-
football.
That's what I was going
That's
to
why
move
he's
over
on
to.
the
I got it. So Alex and I both got to talk to Sean Payton. We got to talk to Bo Nix. We got to talk to
Saw
Nick
that.
Benito. We got to talk to
Sean
everybody.
Payton wasn't really nice to
Well,
me.
it doesn't matter. Let me just say this. The one thing I will say about Sean Payton, when he's this grumpy, that means he's really confident in this football team. You can tell by a coach's demeanor. He's really defensive. He's protective this year of his guys. You're not able to just throw anybody under the bus this year. He's really jumping to the aid and defense of his players. And I didn't necessarily see that the first couple of years because I don't think those were really his guys. I think he kind of inherited those guys. Now I think he's got his guys, the guys he picked. And how important is that for a coach to know these are the guys you picked and this is the guys you fit for your system, right?
Exactly.
I think that's huge, right?
When you've been coaching as long as Peyton has, he's already got his system, the way he likes to do things offensively and defensively. And so he knows the types of players that fit into his system. So when he came here, as you just pointed out, he had the players that were here. Okay, now slowly he's been recruiting and changing and getting players that fit his system the way he likes it, the way he wants to do it.
Yep.
And they're just going to get better and better and better. This should be one just heck of a year for them.
And it's kind of like you, Bill. You're very meticulous on who you want to be surrounded with your brand. You know, Colorado Spartans, the final word. You come here on Sundays. You want to make sure that you're picking the right people at the right positions to advertise your business. Jeff Foss, your son, he loves us. His wife, everybody that you have handpicked over the last 7 years now. We've been with you. It's a true honor to know that we know, like, we don't even have to rehearse anything. We just get Bill on the show, and we can pick up where we left off the last time. Bill, it's been an honor, and we continue to keep pushing forward, but I'm not going to let you off the hook, man. The Broncos right now are in the midst of training camp. This is hot season, man. Look at my face. I'm sunburned. I got some 3rd-degree burns on my left cheek.
Yeah, yesterday.
It's hot.
It was 100 degrees on the field yesterday.
It's hot, Bill.
Yeah.
How do you see the Broncos season going right now, as you see with the coverage from the final word, with the coverage from Mile High Sports and Nate Lundy and everybody that has been involved with your brand? This should be a pretty good season, right, Bill?
Oh, it's going to be a great season. But because there's so many new players that are fitting into the new system, it's probably going to start a little slow.
Take some time.
I think it's going to take some time. I think the defense is going to be outstanding right away from game one.
I agree.
Okay, and they're going to be outstanding the whole season. And it's going to take the offense with new running backs, new receivers, and only our starting quarterback having 1 year of professional experience.
Number 64th ranked player in the NFL. You saw my question yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
And he answered that very eloquently. He said, you know what? That's not what I'm looking for. Okay. I want to be a player that has a better ranking, but more importantly, he wants to win championships. Keep going, Bill.
No. And that's what's going to happen.
I think this. You got the right guy at quarterback so far. I think it's
yes.
He's only in his 2nd year. So we have to kind of pump the brakes, to use your term. We can't just anoint all these guys as Hall of Famers. Let's see what he does this year. I think it's very evident that he's the right guy. I think he's going to do great. But we've all seen it, right? There's sometimes that it doesn't work out like a Disney movie. So I'm not going to get all happy.
What happened after RG3's first year,
Exactly.
Joey?
He went. What happened after the guy Stroud last year? He was on fire his rookie of the year, right? And then last year, not so much, So let's see what Bo does. I'm very confident. Hey, Bill, love you, man. I'm so excited for this year.
Bill's going to be on every single Sunday.
12:25.
Man. You can just
if
you want to put a hit on Bill, if you're a mobster, come on down to 38, man. 25, man. Sitting here.
Come on now.
Every Sunday, he'll welcome me with a shot of tequila.
Come on, man. 12:25. The Suavecito halftime show. It's been on the last 6 years.
Yes, sir.
We're excited for it this year.
That's going to be fun.
Well,
That's going to be fun, Joe.
Jojo Pergolo from Vinnola's Italian Market, a good friend and a guy that you're going to get used to seeing all year long. He knows his stuff about football and also food. He's next when you return to the Final Word YouTube show with Joe Rico and Alex Ramirez on Mile High Sports.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Bill Foss, the owner and maker of Suavecito Tequila. Suavecito Tequila is unique from any other tequila for 3 main reasons. The first one is my agave farm in Mexico. It's an hour and a half south of Guadalajara, and it's up in the mountains at a 7,000-foot altitude. So we have mountain-grown agave. Americans hear about mountain-grown coffee and mountain-grown grapes. They never hear about mountain-grown agave, okay? Only 8 or 9% of all tequilas are made with Highlands agave, and it's superior to Lowlands agave. Number 2, I extra age my tequilas. To be a reposado, it has to be stored in a barrel for 2 months. I keep it there for 9 months. The añejo has to be in the barrel 1 year. I keep it 2 years. The extra añejo has to be in the barrel 3 years. I age it 5 years. That extra aging just gives it more body, more texture, and more flavor. And last but not least, we're the only tequila that adds 2% agave nectar back into the tequila. This little bit of agave nectar eliminates the burn going down your throat. Makes Suavecito Tequila the smoothest tequila you will ever drink.
With millions of page views every year, ColoradoPreps.com is the #1 source for the high school sports community to keep up with the latest news and scores. From football and volleyball to basketball and softball, ColoradoPreps.com provides a year-round hub for coaches, friends, and family to stay connected to their favorite schools and athletes, and keep an eye on their rivals. Covering high school sports from the peaks to the plains, you always get the latest at coloradopreps.com.
My name is Anthony Mayer, owner and founder of Game Time PDR. We're located in north part of Denver, 6825 Broadway, pretty much on Highway 36 and I-25. So we specialize in repairing hail damaged vehicles. My technicians have special rods, and the goal is to get the tools underneath the dents. And with the special lights and the angles, they're able to actually massage the metal back to factory standards. We offer a done-for-you service from top to bottom. Literally, the customer doesn't have to do anything. They bring their vehicle to us. We get them under our specialty lights. We write up an estimate, submit them to the insurance, get it approved from the insurance, get it in production, get it washed up, and get it back to the customer. We do waive deductibles up to $1,000, and anybody that mentions the Colorado Spartans, we're giving them a $200 gift card. Go Spartans!
My name is Anthony with Plunge Plus Plumbing. We've been in business for 16 years. We service from Longmont to Castle Rock and everywhere in between. We specialize in service work, underground sewers, water heaters, drain cleaning, faucet repair. If it's in your home, we fix it. We also ensure that our customer service is top notch and customer satisfaction is our utmost priority. Our motto is honest service, honest price. We're not going to sell you a bunch of stuff that you don't need or that you don't want. We'll just take care of the issue at hand and be on our way. Most of the time we can get there same day. If you need plumbing, give us a shout. 720-434-5832. Or you can reach us on our website at plungeplus.com. We are proud sponsors of the
Spartans! What is your profession? Spartans never retreat. Spartans never surrender. This is Sparta!
I played with arguably the best corner to ever lace him up in Champ Bailey. And guess what? He too was victimized by certain plays, but he never gave up. And that's what I see in PS2, right? The idea of never giving up. Yes, you may get beat, but he is a complete corner.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Bill Foss, the owner and maker of Suavecito Tequila. Suavecito Tequila is unique from any other tequila for three main reasons. The first one is my agave farm in Mexico. It's an hour and a half south of Guadalajara, and it's up in the mountains at a 7,000 foot altitude. So we have mountain-grown agave. Americans hear about mountain-grown coffee and mountain-grown grapes. They never hear about mountain-grown agave, okay? Only 8 or 9% of all tequilas are made with Highlands agave, and it's superior to Lowlands agave. Number two, I extra age my tequilas. To be a reposado, it has to be stored in a barrel for 2 months. I keep it there for 9 months. The añejo has to be in the barrel 1 year. I keep it 2 years. The extra añejo has to be in the barrel 3 years. I age it 5 years. That extra aging just gives it more body, more texture, and more flavor. And last but not least, We're the only tequila that adds 2% agave nectar back into the tequila. This little bit of agave nectar eliminates the burn going down your throat. Makes Suavecito tequila the smoothest tequila you will ever drink.
I played with arguably the best corner to ever lace him up in Champ Bailey. And guess what? He too was victimized by certain plays, but he never gave up. And that's what I see in PS2, right? The idea of never giving up. Yes, you may get beat, but he is a complete corner.
All right, Joe Rico, Alex Maris. We're back on the Mile High Sports YouTube channel, The Final Word. And our next guest is a guy that really just joined our family about a month ago, but it feels like a lot longer than that. Family starts at Vinnola's Market, Italian Market, which is a place I've been going to since 1979 when it opened. I've worked there personally. I eat the food there at least 2 or 3 times a week. I think I'm maybe addicted. Many of the people know me by name there. And now, finally, we get to partner with Vinnola's Italian Market. And, of course, their great owner, Jojo Pergola. I'm going to bring on it this time. And, Jojo, thanks so much for making time for us today. You brought your family down here at number 38. And, before we get started about football, let's talk a little bit about Vinnola's. Your dad owned it, and then you took it over from him. I think you said right around 5-6 years ago.
Yeah, we took it over 8 years ago now. We bought it from my dad. Yeah.
All right. And so you guys have kind of taken it in a new direction. I come there on Saturdays. It's usually packed.
Yeah.
I come there for lunch. You got to call ahead because you're not going to stand in line there and get your lunch on time. It's that good, though. Talk a little bit about everything going on at Vinnola's right now. And thanks for coming down.
Oh, I appreciate it, Joe. It's first of all, thanks for including me, Alex and Joe. It's good to be here. Really excited to partner with you guys and come down and talk a little bit about Vinnola's and some sports, which are 2 things that take up most of the time in my life.
Yeah, definitely.
And so like you said, so Vinnola's, it's actually been around since 73. So it's been there quite a long time.
Damn, I wasn't even alive yet, Joe.
Yeah,
51 years, man.
Me neither.
I was a little boy.
Yeah, so it was started by the Vinnola family. That's where the name came from. And then the original owners, the Vinnolas, they sold it in 2001.
Yeah.
And then my wife and I bought it in 2017. So we're coming up on 8 years here next month.
So you are listening to Jojo Pergola from the owner of Vinnola's Deli Bakery in Italian Market. Vinnola's Italian Market Bakery and Restaurant located in Wheat Ridge, Colorado has been serving. You guys have been serving the Colorado market for the last 50 years. A North Denver tradition. You guys have it all, man. You guys have sandwiches. You guys have desserts. You guys have meats. It is really a family affair down there. And I just want to tell you, Jojo, I appreciate you. Because of Joe. Joey said, you know what, we got this Italian market that we always go to, and now you're part of the family at Mile High Sports. Now you can see what we do. Exactly. This affair outside happens all the time with the market, and this is a big bar. They have 5 locations inside this bar for servicing different clientele. But this is how you get your word out to Vinnola's Market. I haven't eaten there yet. I'm going to go there I think it's Tuesday or Wednesday. We're going to go down and do some live video. But I am thrilled and I am honored to welcome you to our show.
Come hungry.
I'm definitely. I'm bringing my dad. My dad's always like, man, those sandwiches look good with that the Italian salad sausages that you put on. Listen, man, we are ecstatic. This is awesome. And I know your sons and Joe, Rico's sons, do a lot of basketball things. You're a big dude. You've been involved in the market for a while. Talk about what your excitement is about this relationship with us, because we're going to take this to another level. In fact, one day maybe we can get a sandwich named after the final word. So when we come down here on pregame shows, we can have the final word sub sandwich or a meal.
Yeah, we could figure something out,
right? We could do something special. Talk about that, Jojo.
For sure. So we, we're like you were mentioning, Alex. So we're an Italian market and a deli and a bakery. Restaurant, kind of a quick serve restaurant. We're not a full serve, come in and wait staff or anything, but we're an order at the counter, kind of an old school old school deli that way. Our most popular sandwich is our Italian sausage sandwich. It's we sell probably 3 times as many of those as anything else, and it's a sausage patty. You got a little spice to it, but it's it's a grilled patty with peppers and mozzarella cheese, a little side of our homemade red sauce to dip it in, some potato chips.
You got red sauce or yeah, it's called red sauce, right?
Marinara. Yeah, well, I mean, they call it gravy, red sauce, marinara.
Gravy, red sauce.
However you want to call it, depending on what part of Italy.
I got to figure out who I'm talking to, and
Right.
then I decide what I call it here. So
Exactly.
we'll start with the red sauce and go there. So we've got a full kitchen, deli subs, great lasagna.
Well, you were making that when I first met you. You came out and you had your apron on.
Oh yeah,
you're like I just made like tons of pounds of pasta and lasagna. So you actually are in there. You're doing it.
Oh yeah,
yourself.
yep. We're all in there. I mean, we're like Joe mentioned. It's a family place. We've got my wife and I own it, but we've got my sister-in-law. She's our baker and kind of our right hand girl. Helps that place run. We've got
Brian,
my kids are in there helping
Good,
out.
man.
Good. They're stocking shelves and doing things.
That's how it should.
Well,
be.
one thing I wanna-
You're cold Italian way,
Let
right?
me just chime in. Right, that's right. Yeah, but let me just chime in. The one thing you're going to get there is it feels like family. Like my mother comes in, they ask about how she's feeling. I mean, they know her personally. It's not they care. You're not just a number there. They remember your name after you've been
They
there.
know
a
the
few
sandwich
times.
you want.
They know your food. I mean, Deb at the counter knows that I want rigatoni with sausage, and that Dion wants spaghetti and meatball. And Brian, he knows what kind of gelato. I mean, by the way, they have the best gelato. Bring the kids. It's a great place for
That's
kids.
the ice cream, right?
Oh, the gelato's the soft
No,
ice.
it's the gelato.
It's not ice cream. It's better than
Italian ice. It's Italian sliced ice. I get it, Joe.
It's gelato. You
Listen,
have to
man,
just say
when I
that.
take you to Los Dos Patrios,
Right,
I
it's
can
the
get
fried
you
ice cream. The fried ice cream at Los Dos.
Same
is fried
thing.
ice cream.
Listen, you guys also have moved on into the new era. Order online with Vinnola's online.
Vinnola's
just a few clicks away,
ItalianMarket.com.
your mobile device, download the app, choose your pick anytime you want to arrive for your deli. A friendly staff will have your meal ready to go. If you guys do have large events, you guys will take care of any size party, right?
Yeah, we're actually within the next week to 2 weeks here. It's one of the things we're really expanding to, and we're getting ready to launch a whole new catering division of Vinnola. Where we've always done catering, and that people could order food, but they got to come pick it up. But we're going to be we're very close to launching a full catering department where we're going to
That's a
offer
whole other
delivering.
business. It's a whole
We'll
other business.
deliver it, set up your buffet for you, all
Put
kinds
the
of
warmers
stuff.
on for you.
Well,
Oh,
let
yeah.
me just say this, because I grew up with weddings being catered by different companies.
Oh, sure.
Italian food. There's nothing like it, because what's great is I already know that Jojo and his staff are going to take all the worry away. You just go ahead and order it. They got it from there. They'll bring all the food. They'll bring everything you need. And I already know the people that run their business. So you're going to get some friendly people who are knowledgeable and know how to get the job done, get the food out to your staff, and then get right back out of there, right? And then there'll be a cleanup. You don't have to worry about anything. These guys will take care of everything. And coming in the future, once it's announced, we'll have that information available on our Facebook page as well, how you can get them hired. If you're a business owner, you're thinking for Christmas parties, lunches, I'm going to get you in touch with a company.
Engagement parties, big corporate events, whatever you
Yeah.
need. Vinnola's is located at 7750 West 38th Avenue, Wheat Ridge, Colorado. Hours of operation is from 10 to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Saturdays from 10 a.m. till 5 p.m. I will repeat that one more time. Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. 10 a.m. 5 p.m. on Saturdays. Closed Sundays. Capisco. What does that mean? Capisco.
Capisco. Come on, man.
Capisco.
Capiche. It's
Capiche.
Capiche.
I don't know what. Help me out,
Yeah, we
guys.
got to type
I can
this.
help you guys out. I'll help you guys out with Spanish as
That's
well.
right. Okay, so
It's like
that's it.
comprende.
All right, so
Understand?
that's it. Capiche.
Listen,
exactly.
listen,
Hey, no,
listen.
no. We got to get rolling. So we're going to flip it over real quick. We're going to talk a little football now.
Okay.
And, let's face it. This is a Bronco town, right? I mean, we love basketball, we love hockey, we love baseball. But this town, when I was growing up, you were growing up, Alex was growing up. I mean, without the Denver Broncos, and I could throw in guys like Floyd Little and John Elway, different guys that are legends here. This town began a Bronco town, and, I think that they had a long hiatus where they weren't good, and I think the Nuggets now have started to make some headway. But last year, it just showed. Everything changed. The Broncos start winning. The stadium's packed, and this year there's expectations. What are your expectations in the coming year for this team?
Well, different than it's been the last decade or so now. It's, number one, to be competitive again.
Yeah.
Just to put a competitive product on the field. It feels like it's been so long that, I'm a native just like you. And so I went, I was born in 76, so I don't remember the 77 Super Bowl, but I remember the 80s Super Bowls. And then when we finally broke through there in the late 90s, and man, nothing will ever top that feeling. Nothing will ever top that feeling, going through all the heartache and everything. But then, now, hey, it looks like we've got something to build on.
Yeah.
It's the NFL, so you guys know as much as anybody.
Yeah.
That what we did last year doesn't, 2 years ago, it looked like the Cleveland Browns were going to have the next big defense. And then what happened to them last year? Nothing. So we, on paper, hey, we've got tools on offense. We've got guys all over the field on defense. But, just because it was looking better last year, we're hopeful again. Right. But we've been around long enough to see what hope leads to sometimes.
Yeah. So Jojo and I are basically the same age. We're 48.
Yeah.
76, Joey.
Yeah.
So I understand your apprehension to see where the Broncos stand, but I really believe after yesterday was my 12th Broncos training camp. You're 15th.
Okay.
You're 15th.
Okay.
So we were out there yesterday, and it looks like it's a different vibe, Jojo. It looks like the Broncos have a different chemistry. They have a sense of confidence. They want to this is Sean Payton's team, man. And if you don't agree with it, then you're out. You're completely out of the demographic of controlling what they're doing. But I like where they're headed. Yeah. I like the fact that
they have leadership.
They have leadership. I like the fact that Bo Nix was with Drew Brees for 5 days, training in his academy. Tom House, was it?
We'll talk about it. Tom House was the pitching coach for the Atlanta Braves for years. So he has a passing camp that many of the great quarterbacks attend. And look, we only got about 2 minutes left before we got to go to break. So just to wrap this up, give me no predictions. We're going to get to that later. This isn't your first time ever.
Are we going to predict?
No. But listen, man, can I ask my buddy a question?
I know.
This isn't about predictions. What I said is no predictions.
No predictions.
But I do want to get your final thought on, look, the quarterback, I think the key is going to be Bo Nix this year. I mean, a lot of these guys regress. Let's just be honest.
Sure.
A lot of these guys start out like gangbusters their rookie year, and then they take a little step back, and then therefore so does the team.
RG3.
I think that's maybe kind of what the concern for me is, and also injuries. Many of the key contributors that they signed are coming off major injuries. I talked to Sean about that.
Great question,
yesterday,
by the way, Joey.
And I asked him about his plan. They've got some load management days planned for these guys, but like you said, are those your primary concerns?
Yeah.
Maybe, I mean, give me another concern, or give me something else you're worried about.
I don't know if it's a worry, but it's so where I like Alex mentioned RG3. RG3 never had the confidence of his head coach. His head coach drafted another guy 2
looked
rounds
like the Hall of Fame after his first year, right?
So even though he looked great, he still never had the confidence of his coach. It seems like to make the marriage work, quarterback's got to be confident in the coach. Coach has to be confident.
Got to have a running game.
Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, John Elway, Mike Shanahan. I mean, they're married almost, right? I mean, wouldn't you say that it is kind of like a married couple, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And this is going to be a Vinnola questions.
A Vinnola's market poll question.
I love it. Why the hell is John Lynch in the Ring of Fame and Ed McCaffrey is not? Come on, man. Give me some love.
Hey, we got to roll. This is your last.
Tell me why he's not in the Ring of Fame.
Why is Ed McCaffrey not in the Ring of Fame? I mean, and that's like the first family of football.
John Lynch played 3 years. I'm sorry.
Yeah. He played 4, but still.
4.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you do? No
Nothing.
championship.
Nothing.
McCaffrey. 2 Super Bowls. 3 with
the last 2 years, John Lynch had 1 interception.
Why is the Ring of Fame such a bunch of streaky bastards?
Because they pay too much attention to what they've done overall in their career, rather than what did you do for the Denver Broncos.
Yep.
John Lynch is in the Hall of Fame.
True.
Ed McCaffrey is not. And so,
Makes absolutely no sense.
So, you know, but some of the people, they say, hey,
Best
we got to
block.
have a Hall of Famer up here.
Best block in Bronco history thrown by Ed McCaffrey on Brian Williams in the Super Bowl, where he makes that crackback block on that,
He goes,
and then he
"In
points
your
at
face,
it.
baby."
He points
Hands
right
over.
at it. Hey, real quick, before we get out of here, head down tomorrow for lunch. Don't worry, just mention the final word. Say that, and they'll figure out, get you free dessert, something like that.
Scroll up, Joe.
Yeah, make sure you
Scroll
go down to Vinnola's Italian Market and Deli, 7750 West 38th Avenue in Wheat Ridge, Colorado. Or you can give them a call. You can order lunch in advance at 303-421-3955, or just go on to VinnolasItalianMarket.com and take care of it that way. Look, it won't be your last time on the program.
No, absolutely
Thanks
not.
for making time
as much
for
as
us.
you guys will have me.
And we sure appreciate you, and we appreciate it. Dion and I will be in for lunch. Play some
Oh,
basketball
perfect.
tomorrow.
We got to do
Yeah,
some
yeah,
picks.
yeah.
We got to do some picks, man.
Hey,
Before we get
yeah.
Troy Renck off from the Denver Post.
Yeah, we got to
do
get
some
Troy.
photos.
Yeah, that's good, man. Hey, when we get back though, Troy Renck from the Denver Post, he was out there with us at training camp yesterday. We'll get his opinion on the Broncos at this point and much, much more when you return to the final word with Joe Rico and Alex Mears on the My Life Sports YouTube channel.
Presented by Vinnola's Italian Market, My Life Sports.
My name is Anthony with Plunge Plus Plumbing. We've been in business for 16 years. We service from Longmont to Castle Rock and everywhere in between. We specialize in service work, underground sewers, water heaters, drain cleaning, faucet repair. If it's in your home, we fix it. We also ensure that our customer service is top notch and customer satisfaction is our utmost priority. Our motto is honest service, honest price. We're not going to sell you a bunch of stuff that you don't need or that you don't want. We'll just take care of the issue at hand and be on our way. Most of the time we can get there same day. If you need plumbing, give us a shout. 720-434-5832. Or you can reach us on our website at plungeplus.com. We are proud sponsors of the final.
My name is Anthony Mayer, owner and founder of Game Time PDR. We're located in north part of Denver, 6825 Broadway, pretty much on Highway 36 and I-25. So we specialize in repairing hail damaged vehicles. My technicians have special rods, and the goal is to get the tools underneath the dents. And with the special lights and the angles, they're able to actually massage the metal back to factory standards. We offer a done-for-you service from top to bottom. Literally, the customer doesn't have to do anything. They bring their vehicle to us. We get them under our specialty lights. We write up an estimate, submit them to the insurance, get it approved from the insurance, get it in production, get it washed up, and get it back to the customer. We do waive deductibles up to $1,000, and anybody that mentions the Colorado Spartans, we're giving them a $200 gift card. Go Spartans!
Spartans! What is your profession? Spartans never retreat. Spartans never surrender. This is Sparta!
With millions of page views every year, ColoradoPreps.com is the #1 source for the high school sports community to keep up with the latest news and scores. From football and volleyball to basketball and softball, ColoradoPreps.com provides a year-round hub for coaches, friends, and family to stay connected to their favorite schools and athletes, and keep an eye on their rivals. Covering high school sports from the peaks to the plains, you always get the latest at ColoradoPreps.com.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Bill Foss, the owner and maker of Suavecito Tequila. Suavecito Tequila is unique from any other tequila for 3 main reasons. The first one is my agave farm in Mexico. It's an hour and a half south of Guadalajara, and it's up in the mountains at a 7,000-foot altitude. So we have mountain-grown agave. Americans hear about mountain-grown coffee and mountain-grown grapes. They never hear about mountain-grown agave, okay? Only 8 or 9% of all tequilas are made with Highlands agave, and it's superior to Lowlands agave. Number 2, I extra age my tequilas. To be a reposado, it has to be stored in a barrel for 2 months. I keep it there for 9 months. The añejo has to be in the barrel 1 year. I keep it 2 years. The extra añejo has to be in the barrel 3 years. I age it 5 years. That extra aging just gives it more body, more texture, and more flavor. And last but not least, we're the only tequila that adds 2% agave nectar back into the tequila. This little bit of agave nectar eliminates the burn going down your throat. Makes Suavecito Tequila the smoothest tequila you will ever drink.
This is blasphemy. This is madness. Spartans! What is your profession? This is blasphemy. This is madness. Spartans never retreat. Spartans never surrender. This is Sparta!
My name is Anthony with Plunge Plus Plumbing. We've been in business for 16 years. We service from Longmont to Castle Rock and everywhere in between. We specialize in service work, underground sewers, water heaters, drain cleaning, faucet repair. If it's in your home, we fix it. We also ensure that our customer service is top notch and customer satisfaction is our utmost priority. Our motto is honest service, honest price. We're not going to sell you a bunch of stuff that you don't need or that you don't want. We'll just take care of the issue at hand and be on our way. Most of the time we can get there same day. If you need plumbing, give us a shout. 720-434-5832. Or you can reach us on our website at plungeplus.com. We are proud sponsors of The Final Word.
All righty. Okay, Joe Rico, Alex Ramirez back for the final segment of The Final Word. And, of course, we bring on now the great Troy Renck. Troy, sorry, we had Jojo Pergolo, a guy we're going to ask you to meet with. He's one of our new sponsors, and we were walking his family out. So I apologize. Live radio, right? Live YouTube, live television. And you know that better than anybody. Troy looks like he could play for the Broncos right now. He's in good shape, man. And you were out of camp with us yesterday. And what I liked is a grumpy Sean Payton. I loved it. And you know why? Because it tells me Well, I know not everybody liked it, but I did. And the reason why is it tells me he's got confidence in his football team. He was making a point to defend, and he has been, frankly, for the last few days. I've watched all the press conferences. I was there yesterday, asked him a question. I'm going to be honest. I think a grumpy Sean Payton is exactly what this team needs. He's all business, and I think he thinks deep down that this team has a chance to win it all. And I know he would never say that publicly, but the number one vibe I got out of there is it's all business this year. There's no sneaking up. There's no rookie quarterback. There's continuity for the first time, and there's real talent on that football field. I consider that roster a top 10 roster, and I'd be disappointed if they won less than 10 games. Your thoughts going into training camp and what you've seen the first few days, and thanks for making time for us.
Yeah, thanks as always for having me on, guys. Yeah, listen, it's been a very business-like approach. Sean Payton coaching right now is like a shark with no wasted movement, going from drill to drill, looking to chomp on anyone that just, runs a route 1 yard short or jumps off sides. It's about the small details, to your point, Joe. They're not in a rebuild anymore. They have ESPN ranked them as the 6th best starting lineup in the league, both offense and defense, considering they were basically almost dead last a year ago. It speaks to their player development, the guys they've drafted, incorporated, and you add Talanoa Hufanga and Dre Greenlaw to an already nasty defense. You add 2 weapons on offense with J.K. Dobbins and Evan Ingram. Yeah, so Sean Payton, it's the Bill Parcells in him. The better the team, the grumpier he gets, because he wants them never to be comfortable. And that dynamic tension is, Greg Penner likes that as the owner. He wants people to be a little on edge. If they come up to you and say, why do we do it? You better have an answer. And that's where they are in this process, is a quarterback who's really confident in his second year. The talent has been upgraded, and they know they match up well against the Chiefs. That's why, I got to see all the way through camp. But as we sit here today, I believe they can win the AFC West. I really do, based on how they match up against the Chiefs. Now, they're going to have to play better against the Chargers, but if they can go 4-2 in the division, they have a realistic chance to win the AFC West and end the Chiefs' nightmarish 9-year run.
You are listening to Troy Renck, our good buddy, Denver Post. Man, listen, man, I got fried yesterday, man, and it's not a secret. It was tweeted out, and I feel horrible. But I'm not a beat writer, man. I'm not there every single day, and neither is Joe Rico. We did our best to do. I mean, I'm gonna speak on myself, right, Troy? But yeah, Coach Sean Payton, he laid it in me, called me a internet podcast show, not knowing that he doesn't know our history. It's fine, and I'm gonna give him his flowers, and I'm gonna apologize. And I've already said it on Instagram, and I've done it on our Facebook page couple times, saying, listen, man, I get it. Maybe the question was asked wrong, and I should have been there a couple days ago, but I don't have the access that you guys have to go out there. And thank God for Nate Lundy for giving us this approval to go out there. But it was brutal, man. It was brutal. And your thoughts on that? Because Cecil Lammy was right next to me on the shoulder. He's like, listen, it happens to everybody. But listen, I'm going to give my flowers to Coach Sean Payton. I wasn't prepared, and I shouldn't have asked that. And I'm going to say I'm sorry.
Yeah, it wasn't the question you asked. It's just when you said it was reported and he had said it. And Sean Payton, he looks for reasons to get upset in certain press conferences. After a game against Green Bay, his first year there, I asked him, because he kept talking about this team clearing hurdles and learning how to win. And at one point, they had lost like 7 straight games while leading at halftime, Alex. And 3 of those games were under Sean Payton that first year. And I was like, what can it do for this team to clear that hump? And that's when that soundbite you hear is like, it's not our hump. It's not our hump. And it's like, you've got more humps than a camel. Stop. It is your hump. You created it this year. But now you know what it's like to be out there with him. Like, I've gotten into shouting matches with him. I've gotten into it with him as a columnist. Like, you have to, when you're out there with him, you just have to understand and really listen to questions around you and kind of detect the mood. Like New Orleans beat writers will tell you, when you sense Sean's in a good mood, that's when you kind of empty the chamber and ask a bunch of questions. If he's in one of his moods where he's going to give you short answers, that's not the day to try to get it out of him. But he's jumped almost every one of us, from myself. You mentioned Cecil, Parker Gabriel. Mike Kliss. Every one of us, he's had issue with it, feels like at some point. Chris Tomlinson. So you don't feel bad about it. It happened. It happened. I mean, and that's just the reality of it. When it happens, it feels like it's the most embarrassing thing in the world. But there'll be another press conference on Monday or Tuesday, and it just kind of goes into the ether because it's just what goes on out there. I will say this, and now you guys probably have a better understanding. It is dramatically different covering him than covering Deion Sanders. The media that covers Deion Sanders is a lot younger. It's a lot different. You're talking about guys that are covering the Broncos. Most of us have been doing it anywhere from 15 to 40 years. So it's a different environment. And so that's why Peyton gets like that. He expects us to be as serious and intent as him. And Clint Hurdle used to be like that. If you didn't form it in the phrase of a question, he wouldn't answer it. He would just look at you and then say, does someone else have a question? So I wouldn't worry about it, Alex.
Thanks,
well,
man.
I will say
Troy.
this
Thanks, man.
as we kind of move back
felt
to
bad, man.
as we move back to what's happening on the field. A guy went down, Drew Sanders, a guy that's had trouble staying healthy here. And they moved him around. I think the one thing that you and I talked about, and I spoke with many of the people in the know there, and I think that's what it is for me. It's kind of a networking event, right? Because we don't get down there. And so rather than waste all my energy on watching every little play, I try and pick my brain of the guys that really watch this stuff every day. And here's the two things: injuries are going to be at the forefront of the win-loss record of this football team. How many guys they can get healthy and stay healthy are going to be huge. And I asked Sean that, and he said he had a little fun with me too. Let's say, but he answered the question. He even mentioned it was a good question.
He said it was a great question.
But at the end of the day, I think that's key. I mean, you have Hufanga, you have Evan Ingram, you have Alex Singleton, and you have Greenlaw. These are four guys that if they're not on the field, this team's not going to the Super Bowl. It's not going to win the AFC West. I'll disagree with anybody that says that injuries are not the number one. It's not a coordinator problem this year. There's not a continuity issue. There's not a new head coach. There's not a new anything. This is it. And the guys, the number one fans of the guys most important are the strength and conditioning team, and the team that kept these guys relatively healthy the last 2 years. They lead the league, I believe, in games missed. They don't have any over the last 12 months. This is huge, right? You've got a couple guys that are always going to be injured, but those four guys I mentioned, them staying, and if all those guys play 15 or more games, this team, minimum 11 wins.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why their free agency was so fascinating, because of the trust they have in Bo Lowry, their director of health and performance, their athletic training staff, and the strength and conditioning staff. They've been right near the best in terms of fewest practices and fewest games missed the last 2 years. Now, former players, when I tell them that, they kind of roll their eyes because football is a collision sport. You can't legislate out the violence. Guys get hurt. But I will say this about Sean Payton in a juxtaposition to Nathaniel Hackett. When the coach and the health and performance guy and the trainers and the strength coach are all in concert, they know what they're going to do that day. So they coordinate a guy's rehab that day to meet the practice, and they coordinate it based on the time of the practice and the recovery. So you can put people in position to stay healthy. You can't prevent it. But the thing about free agency is with Hufanga, with Greenlaw, with J.K. Dobbins and Ingram, all four of them have a huge injury history. Dobbins has missed more games than he's played, and I'm telling you, he's going to start. He's going to start. Now, I don't know if he's going to be starting come like week 9, but he's going to start that first game when you get there against the Titans. You can write it down right now. And Singleton, put him in that group. Of those 5, Joe, they need 3 of them to stay healthy for like 15 games, in my opinion. And 2 of them need to be the offensive guys, Ingram and Dobbins. Defensively, with all due respect to Drew Sanders' injury, they have enough to cover it if they deal with some defensive injuries. So if Funga gets hurt, you got P.J. Locke, you got J.L. Skinner. Like, you've got guys who've played.
They Sam just Franklin as well.
Right. They don't have answers. Like, if Ingram goes down, you're right back to the same tight end room, which was really the second worst to the Colts in the league. If Dobbins goes down, now you're going with a rookie and Harvey, and he might be fine, but now you're starting like, are they going to be, again, one of the worst running teams in the league? So if the 2 guys on offense stay healthy, that's the key to 11 wins, to winning a playoff game. And that's my goal for them. Even if they don't win the division, they should be able to, for instance, go to Houston and win a playoff game. That's the next step for this team. Then going into the next season, you would look at them and say they are a Super Bowl contender. It's always going to be a hard argument with Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, those three guys in the AFC.
But don't forget Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I don't pay attention to the Bengals. Burrow's,
Troy.
I mean, Joe Burrow's on an island. He's being held hostage by the cheapest team in the league. I don't worry about the Bengals.
We talked about it yesterday, man, during camp. Troy, talk about Courtland Sutton's situation real quick. What's a hold out and what's a hold in? Can you explain that a little bit? Because I think that's happening over in Washington as well with the other wide receiver.
Terry McLaurin.
Yeah, Terry McLaurin. What's going on with that? Is this situation almost going to get resolved or maybe not resolved? And what does that mean? Is it a distraction to the Broncos? I guess my question to you. Troy.
Well, the difference is in a holdout, a guy does not come to camp. He's not there. Like
Right.
Trey Hendrickson with the Bengals. He's not.
That's
He's
out.
physically
He's out.
not there. Terry
Right.
McLaurin, and excuse me, until yesterday wasn't there. He showed up because the fines become immense. It starts getting into the $500,000 million range. So
Yeah.
he reported, and he was going to do a hold in, but they put him on the PUP list because he's dealing with an ankle injury, so it's really a non-issue. But he reported, so they can't fine him. With Courtland Sutton, like, what is a hold in? Micah Parsons is doing a little bit of a version of that. That's where you're there. You're at the meetings. But when it comes to doing like the 11-on-11 and 7-on-7, you either don't do it at all or barely do it. So you stretch with the team. You're around. You do some of the drills. But when they go 11-on-11, you don't do that. And like we've seen with Sutton, he's not doing all of that stuff. He's just kind of, tapering it back a little bit. So his is like a quasi version of a hold in. Micah Parsons is more like a regular hold in where he's not doing team drills. He's also dealing with a back issue. But I do think it gets done. I just don't think it's going to get done at $27 million a year, because Courtland can, with the straight face guys, ask for T. Higgins money. I just don't think they will go to $27 million a year. So let's say, and I'm not trying to take money away from the guy. Would he take 23 and say, let's 3-year? Because the comp for him is Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley got like 4-year 90 a couple years ago, but he was a true free agent. That's what you ask why guys hold out and hold in. That's their only leverage, is not show up when you're not a free agent. So could he get 3-year 75 or 3-year 80 with 30, whatever, that 35 guaranteed million at 20, and then first year it averages somewhere around 23.5, 24 million. That might be the compromise.
Well, look, we'll wrap it up with this. I think this with Courtland Sutton, and it's an age issue. I think what they have to do is make a hard decision here. They're not going to give him a 3-year deal. I just think that's the holdup. They don't want to guarantee a 3rd year. He's not.
Well, Joe, they won't guarantee a 3rd year.
I don't even think they will. So, but
it'll be a 2-year guarantee.
Right.
I think like Bowles' contract is
right. But I think that's the holdup. I think the agent is the one who's basically like any agent, right? I mean, they're going to be a stickler because they want the best deal for their client. And I do think this could end up getting messier. And he's not the number one priority to me. I think it's Nick Benito. I mean, if you have to ask me who's more important for them to sign, give me Nick Benito. You've got Mims. You just drafted Pat Bryant, who looks identical to Courtland Sutton in size and stature. He's the rave of camp from Sean. He's had 4 or 5 days in the last OTAs where Sean went out of his way to praise him. I think that they drafted Courtland Sutton's replacement when they drafted Pat Bryant. It's just going to be a question of when he's ready. And if they think Pat Bryant's going to hit the field running and he says, let's say he has 40 catches this year, you don't need Courtland Sutton next year because Pat, they're going to bet on his projection. Mims, 3rd-year guy, Pro Bowler the first 2 years. He broke out those last 5 games. I think they're counting on that, right? Troy Franklin looks like a different guy, both physically and mentally. They're counting on that. Right. And so now you've got enough nucleus here where Courtland's leverage isn't as much. I think that guy doesn't get what he wants, and I think they play hardball with Courtland Sutton. They gave into him last year. They really didn't want to, and did he really come up with a fantastic season? It was average. Let's face it. He was good, but 81 catches, and he went down in touchdowns. He had 10 with Russell. He only had, I believe, 7 last year, maybe 8. You can't give this guy number 1 receiver money. No way. It's a hard no for me. It's a hard pass.
Well, here's the leverage he does have is he had 135 targets. The next receiver had like 50. Bo Nix became so dependent on him. Here's the question you'd have to ask yourself, Joe, because a lot of people in the league see him as a great 2, a quasi 1. They don't really see him as a number
that's
1.
where
He's not a true number 1, right?
Right, but in this team, he's a clear 1 for this quarterback. And would you risk stunning the development of Bo Nix to not pay him? And that's where, for me, you have to be careful. I agree with you. And a year from now, they may say, we don't really need him. So that's why you try to structure it where it's a 2-year guarantee. Then you could get out of it after this year and try to trade him. And it's a fairly friendly contract where another team might want him. That's where I think they're trying to find the balance. And you think the priority is Nick Bonito. I would say it's Zach Allen. If I had to predict, Allen would get done. Then it would be you deal with Sutton. My guess is Bonito gets done during the season. They want to see a little more from him. Remember, Cooper got done during the season. That would be my prediction. For me, it would be Allen priority. Figure out a way to bridge a gap with Sutton, and then sign Bonito at the midway point of the season.
Last one from us, Troy. Listen, we got an email from the University of Colorado tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. in Boulder, undisclosed location. If you are a part of that, we are part of that. Coach Prime, with his medical staff, is going to do a press conference. I'm on the optimistic side of saying, yes, it's going to be great. He is going to be healthy. He's going to be ready to do something. But the other side of me also thinks that, why do you have your medical staff with you to do a press conference? You're a University of Colorado graduate. You know what's going on up there more than any of us. You and I and Joey are up there every single game. What are your thoughts going into this? And, if you don't want to answer that, that's fine. But I think there's some weird stuff going on up in Boulder. And if that's the case, your thoughts?
Well, there's just a lot of uncertainty, and he certainly has the right for privacy when it's a medical condition.
Right. Yep.
But also, he's the highest paid employee and hasn't been in Boulder since April. So at some point, the administration owes us some transparency, not to tell us exactly what's wrong necessarily, but the idea that you're the highest paid employee in our state cannot be at work for 3.5 months without explanation. That wouldn't work for the governor, the mayor, what I mean? So they owe us some explanation. My first concern is I want Deion to be healthy and what's best for Deion. It's, whether he coaches this year or he coaches from the booth or he misses a month, whatever. The priority is his health. That's number one. Number two, when you bring the medical staff in, it could go one of two ways. They're there because he doesn't want to answer questions about it. And he says, hey, that's a question for these guys. They can explain it. Or it is, hey, this is why I need to step away for a little bit because of, and then have them explain it. So I don't know. I do know that when he talked at the Big 12 days about adding Byron Leftwich and Mike Zimmer to the staff, that was interesting. Is that to make it easier for him if he needs to coach differently or coach from the booth or something? I don't know those answers. Again, you guys are there more than I am. My first concern is I want him to be healthy and be in a good position. And then the second concern is, okay, what is the game plan going forward? And it sounds like we're going to find that out tomorrow.
Well, Troy, thanks so much for joining us. We look forward to this football season. I think that both on the Buffs and the Denver Broncos, to say highly anticipated, I think is fair. It's not just hyperbole this year. You had a 9-win Buff team. You had a 10-win Bronco team. I'm not going to mention any of the other programs. God bless them. I'm not afraid of any of them. I'm not saying they can't be successful. I just don't care enough. I mean, it doesn't bode. I mean, if CSU goes 11-1, where are you really going to go?
Come on. Stop.
I'm sorry.
What are you drinking, man?
Air Force possibly, they could go 11-0, 11-1. But I think that the separation in college football has begun. I think there are definitely haves and have-nots. And I think the game is starting to change one way or another. Troy, thanks so much. And we'll talk to you next
Troy,
week.
on a personal side note, you look great, buddy. I saw you at camp yesterday. You keep doing what you're doing, man. Your health looks stronger. I could tell that you're getting healthier. Keep it up, buddy. It was good to see you yesterday, man.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I basically tried to cut off sugar. That's been the big thing. I eat candy like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. So
Well, let me just say this. Alex is great, but we all, if we want to live, we're around some athletes every day that
Troy
put
looked
all
good
three of
yesterday.
us to shame.
I can't wear pink, man.
No.
Troy wore pink yesterday. Like it was,
I don't know.
like
I'm
it
just
was
going to say
just
this,
nice.
man. Troy is on the program because he's the best journalist in Colorado. As far as his prospects at Mr.
Hands
America
down, Joe. Hands
or
down.
any of those Mr. Senior America, I'm going to say Troy is not quite there yet. But I'm going to say this. The best source of information in Colorado, bar none.
I'll give it
We're
to you
so
straight,
thankful
too.
each and every week to have you and what you bring to the table.
Thanks, brother.
The best, period. That's all I can
Seriously,
say about
check
it.
it out.
Follow him on. Oh,
Hey,
by the way,
how do
at
we
Troy
follow?
Renck.
Yeah, what's
At
going on?
Troy Renck. Do not
at
miss
Troy,
him on it.
at Troy Renck on Twitter, at Troy Renck on Facebook. I've got 2 podcasts up this week. One on Sean Payton being Mike Shanahan with cooler shoes, and one on Bo Nix. And that whole are we underselling Bo Nix and his talent because we just keep saying it's Sean Payton did it all. I don't think that's the case, but yeah, 2 podcasts are up, so I appreciate
I
the
agree. And
shout out.
last
I
one. real
listen
quick.
to them all, man.
Last one.
We got to roll.
How cool is Nate Lundy with Mile High Sports, man?
Well,
that dude
that's
knows
different.
everybody, right?
Yeah, he's the best. I was up at Downhill Brewing with them
Yeah, I saw
talking
that.
Broncos and Rockies on what day was that? Friday. Yeah, Nate's
Friday,
the best.
First day.
Love that guy. Cynthia Freeland came up and just gave him a big hug. You know,
Who doesn't he know?
Who doesn't he know, man? Hey, Troy, take care. We'll talk
Thanks,
to you next
Troy.
week.
We'll talk to you next
The
week.
great Troy Renck from the Denver Post. All right, that wraps it up.
Oh, Joe,
on behalf of my partner.
Hold on, man.
Hey, man,
Let's
we
talk
have
about it real quick. Let's talk about the show, man.
Okay.
It's a great show, man.
It was an amazing
Great
show.
show.
It was a great show. Troy Renck was amazing. I would say that Jojo Pergola from Vinnola's was amazing. Bill Foss, great.
What's your favorite sandwich, Sergio?
Man, I'm going to tell you right now, there isn't a favorite segment. They're all my favorite segments. Oh, my favorite sandwich? Oh, man. Favorite sandwich of Vinnola is just what he said, the Italian sausage
How's the
sandwich with
lasagna?
cheese and peppers. It's all good. But, hey, buddy, listen, we got to wrap it up. It's funny because
We're not on FM anymore, so
I
we
get
can
it,
talk
I
as
get
long.
it.
We can stay until 4 o'clock if we want to.
I got it. No, we can't stay till 4 o'clock. I'm telling you, we could, but we're not going to. All right, man, we are going to wrap it up. What is your favorite? Give me your favorite part of the show, buddy. Give me your favorite part of the show.
Joe, just being a part of this whole process has been amazing. Just talking to you, being here with Nick, talking about sports. That's what we do for a living, man.
I love it, man.
It's amazing. We were at Broncos Training Camp. I got fried by Coach Sean Payton. I apologize. You came out, had a great question. I had a great question with Bo Nix. We have all these amazing sponsors on. What do you mean it was my favorite part?
Hey, Joe.
This is everything's
All of
my
it's
favorite
great.
Hey,
part,
Joe, real quick, I got a question for you.
Go ahead.
Did Alex get burned yesterday by Coach Payton? Because I haven't heard anything about it.
I was going to say,
I
the
hope my
show-
buddy,
Yeah,
James
we
Marilat,
had
our former
17
boss.
We had 17 formal apologies
Hold
from
on.
Alex.
I did.
In regards
Well, hold
to
on.
his
I want-
relationship with the show.
Segments.
Yeah, it's
How
all right.
many? How
Let
many?
it go.
Every
Every
segment.
segment. Let it
So,
go.
yeah, let it go,
go.
man.
Let it
It's
go.
over. Let it go,
go.
buddy. All right, man. When we get back next week, more sports, more action. When you listen to the
You
final
guys are
word
crazy.
on the Final Line Sports YouTube channel.
My
We'll
life
see ya.
sports.